Hey guys, it's episode 175. It's been a while since, about a week since I made any other videos, because I do usually do videos ahead, but then I'm sort of falling behind now because this whole week has been me trying to figure out how college works, and it's very tiring, I can tell you that. Like, visual arts students have to lug around a lot of things, especially in Sheridan, because they have like a whole massive kit that they give you with all the supplies. But I think it's like $500 of your tuition goes into that. That's why their tuition is a bit pricey. But not only that, a long time ago when my dad went to college, it was really cheap for tuition, but since the inflation over time, over the past years, it's kind of been really expensive, so it's pretty pricey. I don't really like lugging so many things around. When they said, because Sheridan colleges, they pride themselves in giving, they have supplies for you. It's not like other schools where you have to go out and find the supplies yourself and then bring it into class and like all that stuff, because all that searching, but they make you lug it around. It's not something you can keep in class because there's different classes every day, and there's also different teachers and different types of classes different teachers that go in there at different times, so you gotta bring your stuff around. And it's really heavy because, to be honest, if you guys seen any admin photos of me, you'll know that I'm like really skinny. I don't have any muscle at all, and my body stature, I'm only tall, but I'm not really strong, so my shoulder's hurting right now as I'm filming. But anyways, I haven't made a lot of videos, so hopefully, I can get back on track. It's just because I've been so busy, and each week on Tuesday and Wednesday I have to go there before 8 a.m. because that's when my classes start, which is really tiring. And also, those are the days where I have two classes. It's not just one class. Thursday and Monday I only have one class, which is like late afternoonish, like 11 or 11:30, so that's fine. But other than that, it's just been tiring and my shoulder hurts because they gave the art kit in a big bag. Not only is the bag bulky already, but when you stuff all the art supplies you need in, like a lot of paints and stuff, it gets really heavy too. It gets really heavy, and then also I bought a laptop bag for a messenger bag just because I wanted to carry something light, but also that is a bit heavy as well because it's made to carry laptops, so it's a bit more bulky and it's padded so it keeps the laptop safe, except I don't have any laptop, or else that would be too heavy for me as well. So I'm lugging like two big bags around all day. Like every day I have to do that now. So Marshmallow is here with me. If you guys watched my Fan Expo video, 2 videos ago, I showed you guys that I got him and a couple of other things, but I only got a few things compared to before. So I decided I want to make like a tip video, like kind of, because someone said they were going the same day as me, like because I said I was going to Fan Expo on Thursday. So someone commented, I forgot their name because it's hard for me to check the comments on my tablet and phone, so it's very weird sometimes. So yeah, but they said they were going, but it was their first time. I kind of want to do a tips video on what to expect and everything, just because it's a bit complicated. First thing is always bring cash. Don't expect there to be a lot of debit or credit machines And if they do have debit or credit, make sure it's a well-known brand that you're purchasing from. Definitely don't purchase from smaller booths like indie booths. Not saying that they'll rip you off or do bad things with your credit card number, but there are chances that people can do that because I know a lot of Chinese places do that. So definitely when you're going to an expo, bring cash and kind of try to bring a bunch of it just in case you need it for food or something. But don't use your debit or credit unless you know it's like a really big brand name that's recognizable to a lot of people. Like I know this year there were more big brands like Hasbro and Sunrise Records, which is the replacement of HMV, but those two are big brands, so it's safe to use your debit and credit on their machine because you know they're like up there. They're brands that people recognize and they love those brands, so of course they're not going to do anything bad. But just be careful if you want to use your debit or credit. Try to get your number 2 is try to get your cash kind of from the outside, like get it before you enter the expo. Definitely if you go inside there's a service fee, so you pay like $3 or $5 along with whatever you took out. So they take some money from their ATM machine. So if you don't want to be charged a service fee, go ahead and just get your money beforehand. Third is food. I have a lot of complaints about food. Some of the food is really good, like there was a crepe stand. Don't go to places like the hot dog places inside the building itself. They're really expensive. There's like $6 for one piece of hot dog and a drink. I think it's like $12 I paid last time in Comic-Con from the same Metro hot dog stand. It was like $12 for 2 hot dogs and 2 drinks. So it's a bit ridiculously priced. If you want a nice hot dog, please, like, I suggest go outside to a nice food truck. They're really safe. They're not like, I know my dad used to have like health concerns about food trucks and stuff, but if you go there, just go to the food trucks because their hot dogs, at least they're better quality and they're larger, so you don't, and they're not that expensive. They're like $3 only for a combo or something, and it's really cheap, it's affordable, and it's just a better way to save money. Yeah, that's about it for food. What to expect from booths is kind of like, it's very, you have to expect that it's either, they're gonna be mostly run by indie companies, like small companies. A lot of the artist booths are indie artists. Only some of them are like really well-known artists. They've made like revamps of different comic books and stuff. Like I know there was this guy we saw before who did revamps of like Popeyes and stuff. So those people are like well-known artists, but most of the artists that go there are young adults or slightly older adults that are into running their own business and they're just starting off. It's good to support them. I feel like it's a good way to get support and also people support them. So definitely check it out. Don't knock it until you actually see what they do because a lot of people have good art. I recommend walking around all the booths first because there's a lot of, you're gonna be spending, it's easy to spend a lot of money. If you walk in there not knowing, like, not walking around and planning, you might end up spending more than what you should. I mentioned this in the last video, like the Bunny Lord, he got a hat that was $10, which was a good deal, and then we saw it in another place and it was sold for $20. So you want to walk around to make sure that none of them are priced higher. Like if you want good deals and you want to get because chances are they are the same quality, they're the exact same brand, they're just being sold in different things. A lot of stuffed animals especially are sold in different booths, but they're the exact same thing. I do recommend looking around before you decide to purchase. Before I wouldn't do that because I'm really into stuffed animals, but like again, it's really easy to spend $1,000. Like 1, 2, or 3 people can spend that much. So you wanna budget yourself when you're looking around, see what you like, and try to decide on which ones you want the most. Don't just get everything. Unless it's like something that they only have one of and that product is an exclusive and you know it will be sold out right away because it's at a price that's reasonable, then you might want to get it. If you're looking for buying like Japanese action figures, I suggest taking out more money because like they are known to be expensive even in expos. So definitely if you're looking for things that you know will be expensive, like Japanese figures, you kind of want to know how much you should take out from the bank before you actually go in the expo. Next one is cosplay. It's fairly straightforward for cosplay. I suggest bringing a change of clothing. If you know you're bringing something heavy, bring a giant tote bag and just stuff everything in the end in it and like change so that way you don't have to lug it outside unless you really want to. I suggest not doing that because it's really heavy. Also, when you're bringing spare clothing, don't put it inside, like don't wear it underneath your clothing because it gets really hot. With that amount of people, it's super warm and it's like if you're in a cosplay, it's really hot. So know your limits of how much heat you can take, like the temperature wise, and if you know your body gets overheated easily, try not to go for cosplays that have thicker clothing, because I know from experience when I was cosplaying, even though things weren't that thick, I still felt like I was like burning. So my heat limit is very not that good. I'm not tolerable of a lot of heat. Sorry. Definitely you want to know how much heat you can take because even though the place is big, you would think the heat is distributed properly, but there's so many people, the heat is not distributed that well. Like the air conditioning is okay, but you don't really feel that much air conditioning. If you want to cosplay something simple, maybe go for like someone with animal ears and a tail because I'm going on a break and just doing that just because it's a lot of hard work. If you just want to do cosplay as a hobby and you don't want to get fully into it, sorry guys. Anyways, if you don't want to get fully into it, just kind of dress light. If you want to go casual, that's what I do. I just bring animal ears and a tail, and it's just casual. If you want to go full-on cosplay, that's a different story. If you're wearing high heels or boots, do bring different shoes. I know I had boots, and I feel like I feel like I wasn't thinking before when I wore boots, because I had this misconception that it was as comfortable as a shoe. They're not. They're because shoes are kind of padded, and while boots are just flat like this, and they're really flat. They're not made to fit the whole form of your feet, like the bottom of your feet. So it gets uncomfortable after a while, and it starts hurting. If you plan to stay in an expo for 6 hours, I suggest bring extra shoes, because it will be totally uncomfortable to walk outside when you're done and you're feeling the pain, because that's what I did once. I stayed at like 6 hours at Fan Expo once, and my feet were sore. My dad was so tired too. It was crazy because we got home at like 1 or 2, and we were still awake, and we were trying to drink coffee to kind of relax and feel better. Bring water if you want. I think water, like, if you want like water and you get thirsty easily, maybe bring a water bottle, because I normally don't bring water bottles because I know I'm gonna get popped from somewhere. But definitely, if you know you're gonna get thirsty, bring one in case. They'll let you bring water bottles and drinks, I think. Oh, one important part I missed. Go to the expo. Don't go early. Maybe go 5 or 10 minutes after it started. Fan Expo has this thing where they don't let you in unless you have a VIP pass. Like, on Thursdays, they're supposed to start at 4. But they let people in, like, starting at, like, 12 or something. And those people are, like, the VIP passes. Unfortunately, for those who only buy one-day tickets, sorry guys, I don't know why my throat's dry, but those with one-day tickets have to wait. So if it's not 4 o'clock yet, which is the time that it starts on Thursday, then you're not getting in. You're lining up and you're standing there, and it's very tiring because there's no place to sit but the floor, unless you're okay with sitting on the floor and waiting for a long time. But I suggest grabbing a snack outside first, just because you need more energy and it's a long wait. Definitely look into kind of coming 5 or 10 minutes later, so that way you don't have to wait in line. You can just go get your wristband thing and you can just walk straight in. Like, there won't be any lineup anymore. They'll just let you in when it's started already. Like, if you're late, they'll let you in. That's about it. I think I want to cover just kind of like, it's hard to budget these types of things, especially expos. I feel like it's so easy to lose track of how much you're spending, and then you're spending so much money. If you want to be more organized, just go around, see what's happening, kind of get to know what's around, and know which booths sell the same things at different prices, know the range, and note the cheapest ones in your mind. Because really, even though they're cheap, they're probably the same quality, because I know a lot of like stuffed animals are the same quality, just some places sell them for cheaper. Definitely, if you're into stuffed animals like I am, just go look for the deals. I know there are some deals on like small figures and stuff, and those are pretty good too, but sometimes you don't want to take it if you feel like you could save that money for something else later in the expo. It all depends on what you want. If you don't want anything else, I think it's like safe to say just go for a deal. If you see like 2 or 3 for a cheap amount, just go for it, because it's really hard to find good deals. I would say all of the places in the expos, the booths, it's hard to bargain with them. Some of them will be like, okay, you bought a lot from me. If you buy a lot, I'll give you like $5 or $10 off just because you bought a whole bunch. Or like, they'll give you quite a bit off of it. And those are like the really generous people who run the booths. Also, if you're looking like for deals, if you're one of those people who like to bargain, like my dad, he tried to bargain, but they mostly say no. There was the toothless that I got from last year. It's like $65, and my dad bargained for like 55 or something. They said no at first, but they decided to give it to him because like I saw another booth had it too. It was like everywhere, and they had so much, and I didn't see a lot of people buying it, and it must be because of the price. Everyone was like, I don't want it, so they gave it up for cheaper. Other than that, try not to like go there expecting to pay the price that is labeled, because unfortunately a lot of them don't do deals. Like, you bought something, I'm not gonna like bargain with you for it. I know my dad likes to bargain sometimes. Like, you can bargain in some place like TFCon, Transformers Convention, and all that stuff, because those are pretty small conventions, and those are people who want to sell what they have collected before, and now they're collectors selling their stuff to other collectors. So those people, I find that community is a bit nicer. Like, they're more generous in a way, because they'll bargain with you. They'll take some off depending on what it is. If it's really an expensive thing that was old and that was the price, they might keep it. Like, I know I got a Transformer that was pretty old and huge, and he was 100, but he was worth it. So yeah, just a few tips on like that. I just kind of wanted to go over it a bit. Definitely, I'm not sure about like cosplay parties, the cosplay parties and stuff, because I don't go there. Because normally I don't like parties. I feel that it's a bit out of control. So I don't really go there. And you need to buy the VIP pass to get in anyways. But I don't know about that side of the community. I'd rather not go to that community, just to stay a bit clean, as in like, because I'm Christian. Not saying that those people are bad, but it's just something to be careful of, I guess. So yeah, that's just a few things. I think you got like first time people going there, definitely I suggest a couple of the things that I mentioned throughout this video. Yeah, it's a long video, I know. I just feel bad that I didn't do much videos lately. It's been difficult, so hopefully I get used to school, even though it's pretty painful to carry 2 bags and everything. But other than that, I'm doing okay. There's not much homework today, like this week, but definitely I think next week I might get a few pieces of homework, but I'll manage to survive somehow. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. My next video, I really want to do an art video, but again, because I'm busy, I didn't manage to color in the skin and the hair of my Gudetama drawing that I outlined a few videos ago. If you guys seen that, yeah, that's the drawing that I did not color in the skin and the hair. Usually I want to color in the skin and the hair to make sure that I have everything to make sure that it saves time, just because it takes up a lot of time. And I can't film for more than 30 minutes on my tablet, so that's why I keep my videos less than 30 minutes. So yeah. I hope I can do my art video and then a bunch of more art videos. But the timing was just off yesterday and I came home pretty late. And today I came home pretty late too, like 6 o'clock. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.